My father worked himself to death. My father died last week from unknown causes, but likely a heart attack out on his farm. He was young, too young. He was alone in death. For almost 40 years. He was working anywhere from 6,000 70-hour weeks as a farmer and running machines that make car parts. His company had mandatory overtime on Saturdays. He only earned enough to be in a vulnerable position in lower middle class. As a kid, I remember him not being around much, and when he was around, he was sleeping or too tired to function or be present. He didn't have time for his relationships. At the same time, he loved farming and his animals. I found out he had been selling a lot of his animals to downsize and get ready for retirement. Now, he won't get to retire or rest. Everyone in their grief is praising him for his work ethic after it cost us 20 plus years with him. I am so angry and alone. Fuck this system. He was a husband, a father, a grandfather who will no longer be around because companies would rather make more profit than care about human life. I'm sorry for your loss. You're right. It's unfair. We're still just working to make the rich richer. I'm sorry. I see your pain and understand it. They finally made things so bad where my dad works that he's extremely angry and has no friends left, so he will be taking Social Security at 62 in a few months and quitting. They just fired everyone he might have knew wouldn't stab him in the back, or they quit. They never call out anyone but him, and he's always the only one on call. Some nights he's lucky to get to eat dinner before they try to drag him back to work, and if he doesn't answer, they act like children about it the next day. I'll be glad to finally have my father present in my life for more than a few hours or a lucky weekend when he left the state with us and told them he was too far away when they called. And it's been 40 plus years in that place. My mom might be dying of cancer, and we can't truly say how long she may or may not have. It'll be glad to not want to throw the phone in a lake if it rings, or to prevent it from doing so, and to have the monkey off our backs. I'm so sorry for your loss, and all I really am. I watch my parents do the same thing every day to themselves, but they work from behind a desk. Still, no one should have to give up the best parts of life just to earn a living. Being a human being shouldn't be a privilege. I am so sorry for your loss. I lost my dad 2 years ago, and I have to say it made me really rethink priorities and take that trip. Tell people I love them more, and trying to enjoy life more instead of always pursuing some big unknown goal or success. Things are slowly changing. I hope you can find some peace and good memories. My condolences. This happened to my dad. He got a small heart attack when he was 48. A couple of months later, he killed himself. Apparently those small heart attacks can make people depressed. He was a workaholic. I decided to not work myself to death. And here I am, 37 years later, older than he was when he died. His suicide was the most dramatic day in my life. I had just turned 18. The best you can do for yourself and your loved ones is to dedicate quality time to them. Hugs. From Spain. I'm so sorry for your loss. My husband went through similar feelings when his workaholic father succumbed to COVID in 2021. My husband has used this tragedy as a lesson on prioritizing his health and well-being over work. I'm guessing you feel very similar. If nothing else, your father's left you with one valuable lesson to prioritize what truly matters. At least with that, they didn't pass in vain. My deepest condolences. My dad retired when the liver cancer showed up. Died a year later. 40 years of work and never took a cruise, or more than one day off in a row. While I do take pride in his work ethic and have mostly adopted it, I do plan to slow down and work maybe 2 days a week for that exact same reason. I have to be alive to enjoy it. You do the same. Cherish your loved ones. And go on staycations as much as you can. A cooler, a radio and some stupid board or card game with your kids, friends, neighbors make excellent memories. Onward and upward. I'm so sorry. Reading this makes me so angry at our society. I'm so sorry your father was treated like he was disposable and only work his production hours. Sorry for your loss. I also watched my father work himself to death. It's not fair. Take the time to process and try to learn from it. Keep your burn rate low. Invest when you can and spend as much time with your family as you can. Everything else is irrelevant. I am very sorry for your loss, and this happens way too often. Cherish those moments that you had with your dad and share his story as often as you can to help others avoid this trap. Even if just one person changes their view, you and your dad's story will have made a world of difference. That sounds miserable. I'm sorry that had to happen. Pensive face. I am sorry for your loss. If you ever want to talk, I am happy to listen. I grew up around men like your father and had a similar situation in our family. Truly my deepest sympathy. I am sorry for your loss and wish you the best. Honestly, the older I grow, the more I appreciate how indigenous peoples had a unique relationship with the earth. Now I know not all indigenous groups are the same, but, in a broad sense, the idea of capitalism versus living with what nature gives to survive is heartbreaking because humanity did not have to go down the road we have gone. The only ending this path to capitalism will lead towards is a world only a few people can survive, until eventually humans will consume this earth like locusts. So sorry, Op. Sorry about your loss. Have you ever read Animal Farm by Orwell? Read it, if you can. Your father was treated exactly like Boxer the loyal horse. Was he vaccinated?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.